How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Heyday. Feeling stressed? Take a moment for yourself with Heyday. Stroll through rows of golden wheat, tend to cute barnyard animals, and discover the joys of a digital farm retreat. You don't have to hop in a car or catch a plane. Escape to the farm at the tap of a finger. With Heyday, you're not just tending to a farm, you're tending to yourself. Heyday. Search Heyday, that's Hay space DAY, in your favorite app store. Heyday is a free-to-play mobile game and offers optional in-app purchases and random rewards.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. All right, you know this episode was coming. Every now and then we'll do an episode based on the filmography of one actor. And today's that day. Today's the day of Nic Freakin Cage. Whoo! Nic Cage is our topic. My lovely wife, Carrie, is my guest. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Do you know how difficult it was to not laugh when you did that? Oh my God.
It's okay. We're allowed to laugh. It's okay.
Now, I appreciate that you said frickin' Cage.
Right?
Because that would have been an edit otherwise.
See, this is what I love about this. See, dear listeners, if you have a significant other who is willing to listen to you for hours upon end, editing how you speak and all the times you mess up, and then censoring all the times you swear, because let's be honest, bleeps are funnier. I'm surprised you haven't stabbed me yet.
Aw. I just want to get a ruling on this. Freaking is okay, right?
Freaking is okay. F***ing is not.
Oh, that's here. I thought I was going to get through without the tone.
Nope. Bleeps for day. So here's what we're going to do, though. And I'm going to try to do it without swearing. I'm going to try. I'm going to go easy on you.
That?
Okay, you have no one but yourself to blame for that one. So here's... Oh my God, we're just going to sit here and swear all day. It's going to be like 15 minutes of tone, and then we'll pick a movie, and then another 15 minutes of tone. That's what it's going to boil down to. We're going to go through the filmography of one Mr. Nic Cage, and we're going to pick 3 films each, a keep, a watch, and a pass. The keep is one, you know what's funny? I can sit here and explain how we're going to pick these films. There is a video out there from back in the day when shortly after like the 9/11 attacks, they had that color-coded system for the threat level. They decided to redo the color code system. And I think it was on Conan O'Brien, but it might have been on David Letterman. I can't remember which one it was. And they redid the threats level system with scenes from Nicolas Cage films.
Oh my God.
So if you got to Wicker Man with not the bees, just hide under a table and kiss your ass goodbye. That's the threat level you were dealing with here. So the keep is good. The keep is safe. The watch, you're kind of in that mid Cage Rage kind of vibe, and your pass is full on unleashed Cage Rage.
The absolute best.
Or worst, depending on how you're looking at it. So I'm going to start with you, Carrie. Your Keep Cage film.
My Keep Cage film. I like it. I am keeping, and this is no surprise, because if you know me and you know how absolutely excited I was about the FNAF movies, the Five Nights at Freddy's, And it was so underwhelming when it finally hit the theaters because of Willy's Wonderland. And all because Nic Cage did it first, and he did it fantastic. And so basically the premise of Willy's Wonderland, Nic Cage kind of down on his luck. Like, I don't even think he has many lines in this movie. It's mostly...
Not a single line of dialogue.
Yeah, no, he pops an energy drink and...
plays pinball
and he decides to, be an overnight cleaner.
Yeah, so his car breaks down.
Yeah.
And while the car is being fixed, the guy's like, okay, well, you know what? It's not going to be fixed till tomorrow, but while you're doing that, I'll tell you what, I'll fix your car for free if you clean, if you clean up this, it was basically like a Chuck E. Cheese, basically.
Dilapidated Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Entertainment center.
Called Willy's Wonderland, and exactly like Five Nights at Freddy's, the animatronics are murderous and sentient.
But how fantastic. He would pop an energy drink and kick some animatronic ass.
I mean, let's be honest. The Five Nights at Freddy's film is boring AF. It is. I tried to watch it. We tried to watch it with their kids. Our kids who have played those games. And even they didn't want to sit through the whole damn thing.
No, I know. They gave up before the end.
But Willy's Wonderland? I think there's something about Nic Cage's presence that almost allows you to go a little bit off the deep end with a film like this.
Well, his level of crazy meets like the situation perfectly.
But the funny thing is, he's not crazy in this. He is completely silent. Don't want to say mute because we're not quite sure if this character is mute or not. But doesn't say a damn word. And it's almost methodical. And yeah, it kind of follows your typical horror film rules, right? You do drugs, you die. You have sex, you die. The rules apply. And then there's Nic Cage's silent janitor in this. And I want to put this into perspective. And by the way, this is my watch pick as well.
Fantastic.
This goes to show you just how superior Willy's Wonderland is in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's films. Five Nights at Freddy's on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomatometer is 32%. Willy's Wonderland sits at 61%. Even the critics, who are not always generous to Nic Cage, were generous to Nic Cage in this one. More so than the actual Five Nights at Freddy's film. Also, there's talk of a sequel.
Of Willy's Wonderland?
Of Willy's Wonderland.
Okay, because FNAF, yeah, they confirmed that they're making a sequel of that one.
And I think they said everything they need to say with the first one, and they said nothing at all. So if we get more of the janitor in a Willy's Wonderland 2, count me the F in. See, I didn't swear there. You're safe. My keep, however, may have been influenced by the soundtrack, but it is still a fantastic film. I'm going with City of Angels. Now, I've talked about the soundtrack on Spin Shuffle Skip. It is an otherworldly, fantastic soundtrack. But this, it's a remake of Wim Wenders' movie Wings of Desire. This is the most subdued, serious, stoic Nic Cage I have ever seen, and it works. It works so well. But I think it's because his surrounding cast is so good. Meg Ryan is the love interest. Now, keep in mind, and spoilers like a mofo, Nic Cage is an angel. Meg Ryan is not. Nic Cage is in love with Meg Ryan's character. The only way he can be with her is to have a leap of faith, to just fall off a building, lose his wings, and become mortal. Andre Braugher, the late, great Andre Braugher, is so good in this as his angel friend. And it just reminds you just how good Andre Braugher was. Like, most people will be like, oh yeah, the captain from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. No. Serious Andre Braugher was powerful Andre Braugher. It was so good. And I know it's not the kind of film that you expected of Nic Cage, at least these days, but there was a stretch where he was doing good, serious fare. And City of Angels really showed off what he could do. All right, so you've already taken my watch pick. I'm going to toss it over to you now for your watch pick.
Mine is so obvious. You can just see it in my face. Yeah, I went there. Face Off.
Oh, yes.
With Travolta. Fantastic movie. Oh my God. So incredibly unbelievable. Like, really, the concept.
This was the ultimate John Woo film. Absolutely. Like, the gun ballet in this. Now, admittedly, remember, it is a John Woo film. So it's about a 2-hour film with about 1 hour of script. And the rest is just slow-mo gun ballet. If you played Face Off at real-time speed, might be a half-hour show. But go on.
Wow. Okay. But, and again, completely unbelievable concept. Like, really, they're trading identities. They're trading
They're trading faces.
Their faces. I don't think that's
possible. No, and that's the thing. Like, it is completely out of the realm of possibility for this to even come close to working, because face, okay, whatever, it's skin and all that, and it's going to take a lot longer to heal than what they did. But I don't know. Have you taken a look at their body types? Because are they doing a full bodyotomy? I don't know. No, they're not. They're just taking their face off.
But yet, how incredible this movie was. Like, even as far-fetched as the concept was, they did it well.
Yeah, no, for all of its complete unbelievableness, there is something still fun about this film. And Nic Cage is a big part of that as Castor Troy.
But his level of crazy, like, just like under, like, almost under the radar, like unassumingly crazy.
But then, of course,
great.
You have that flip, right, where they've had the faces changed, and then you have Nic Cage trying to play John Travolta, or at least, trying to play what he thinks John Travolta would act like. And then you have John Travolta trying to act like what he thinks Nic Cage would act like. It's fascinating. It's actually more like Nic Cage is trying to play what he thinks John Travolta would think Nic Cage would act like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're talking like weird acting inception in this, but it works and it's fun because it is so over the top. And I think John Woo is the perfect. I don't think you give this to a serious. I don't know. I'm not calling John Woo not a serious director, but I'm talking like a serious movie director. John Woo is a perfect action director, and better than Michael Bay, I would say, because he doesn't rely on explosions. He just relies on classic slow-mo, gun ballet style. But it works. And it's fun. It's just fun.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
Out here, there's no one way of doing things. No unwritten rules, and no shortage of adventure. Because out here, the only requirement is having fun. Bank of America invites kids 6 to 18 to golf with us. For a limited time, sign them up for a free 1-year membership, giving them access to discounted tee times at thousands of courses. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/golf with us. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America. Restrictions apply. See BofA.com/golf with us for complete details. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
All right. So now we got to go full Cage Rage. What's your pass pick?
I have to admit, I haven't actually seen this movie, so I can't intelligibly talk about it. But
I can't intelligibly talk on a regular basis, and yet here we are. Go on.
Here we are. But I'm going to pass on Mom and Dad. And the reason being is how incredibly, scarring is this concept that the parents start to... I don't exactly know why they become zombified, but they become murderous, raging, crazy...
Yeah, I haven't seen this film either. So basically the premise is that every parent in the town turns into this murderous rage. So the kids are basically fending for themselves against mom and dad. They're not zombies. They're just
Mombies.
They're no, not even quite. They're just hopped up on Molly and way too whacked out. That's kind of how it feels like. But yet putting Nic Cage and Selma Blair in those roles, and I'm I kind of want to watch it.
Oh, I definitely want to watch it. But then I think about how scarring is that your parents, your home is supposed to be your safe space. And then, nope, mom and dad are crazed, murderous, zombie-like lunatics. And I don't know what causes it. I don't know how they fix it. I am intrigued, but haven't seen it yet. I'm going to continue my course of passing on this movie until further notice.
See,
does it qualify?
I have no idea if it qualifies, but I do wonder though, if you watch this movie with your kids, is this you kind of giving them a warning, step out of line, punks, and we are going to go full Cage Rage on you?
Ooh, that might help, with bedtime. We said go to bed. Don't make me go crazy.
Are you about to put on the full Selma Blair Witch Project?
Oh.
Also, now that needs to happen.
I don't know. Cage Rage. I like that.
Cage Rage for the win. All right. I'm passing on a film that kind of touches on one aspect of my keep and one aspect of my watch, and yet doesn't work at all. So, follow me here. City of Angels was a remake of the Wim Wenders film Wings of Desire. This film is also a remake. In Willy's Wonderland, Cage speaks nary a word. But in the original, Bangkok Dangerous, the main character is a mute assassin. Deaf and mute. The Nic Cage version of Bangkok Dangerous, and he's just serious and remorseless. If you're going to remake a film, maybe make the same damn film that it was originally. Because if you watch the trailer for the original Bangkok Dangerous, and then you watch the trailer for Nic Cage's Bangkok Dangerous, it's so not. It's just not. And this was a stretch when Nic Cage was just doing seemingly every film that came out, under the sun. It's here's a script. Yes. Do you want to read it? No. But you're going to do it. Yes. Okay. Next thing you know, Nic Cage is a tree that talks to all the people that passes underneath it. I don't even know if that's a film, but it sounds like something Nic Cage would probably do.
Well, didn't they make a movie based on that?
Yeah, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Exactly.
Right?
They made no bones about hiding the fact that he will take any job offer.
Which, you know what? I love the meta factor of that film. That film was absolutely great, but I didn't want to be Captain Obvious. I know we've sung that movie's praises before, but no, Bangkok Dangerous it's a boring action film, and I use action in quotation marks, but to give it even more of a perspective, this movie sits at a 9% tomatometer. 9. And I agree with them. I agree with the critics in this. I was intrigued by this. I was intrigued by the trailer. This was one of those films where you saw the trailer at the beginning of the DVDs and you're like, this seems really cool. And then you rent it. Yeah, I said rent. Dating myself, but yeah, you rent. And then you regret. And then someone tells you you're not allowed to pick the movie anymore. Luckily.
And then we make a podcast on it.
And then we make a damn podcast about all of our bad movie choices. Yes. Yeah, here we are. I don't know if I could defend Bangkok Dangerous. Which is, I hate when companies and producers and directors do this, right? I fully understand. And keep in mind too, like the original was like, I think it was a Thailand-based film, like from a first-time director. So it was very raw, very indie, very cool, very stylish, right? Released in 2000. This was released, if I remember correctly, it was either 2008 or 2009. And all the cool that was in the original is gone out of this. Nic Cage is walking around like a paycheck. It feels like a paycheck to him. And I don't know, I just found it. I don't like to say that films feel lackluster, but this one felt lackluster. It felt like it was just doing what it needed to do to get onto the screen. And I don't know if I could defend this film. I'm sure I would try. If anyone ever asked for it, I would absolutely give it a try, because we are here for you, dear listeners. No matter how bad your taste in films are, trust me, ours is worse. But I found this lacking. I thought about putting The Flash in my past pick, but according to Nic Cage, he didn't do anything for that. They just like CGI'd him in the Superman costume into The Flash. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm actually surprised you didn't pick Ghost Rider.
You know what, though? I kind of enjoyed the over-the-topness of Ghost Rider. Like, I don't like what they did with Eva Mendes' character in that. You know, we've talked about Eva Mendes before. I think she's really good, but she's had some bad roles.
Let's be honest, though. Nic Cage has such a movie database just for him, like just for the characters he's played, that we could do like a part 2 and 3 and probably even a part 4.
Yeah, it'll be the NCMDB, the Nic Cage movie database. And right now someone's like writing it and it's like, that's good. Also, don't make that happen, because that would mean he would need to do more movies. But the thing is, he's going to do more movies. That's what he's going to do. That is Nic Freakin Cage. And there's something kind of genuine about that. Like, he does it and he doesn't care. I'm not saying he doesn't care about the film. I'm saying he doesn't care about what anyone thinks. There's something empowering about that. Nic Cage is going to Nic Cage. God bless Nic Cage. Even if we don't like the films, it doesn't matter, because someone out there will. Because it's Nic Freakin Cage. Carrie, thank you so much for this. Now, please, before we go, remind our listeners what your keep, watch, and past picks are for movies starring Mr. Nicolas Cage.
I am keeping Willy's Wonderland. I'm watching Face Off and passing until now on Mom and Dad.
If your parents listen to this, then we're like, what do you mean you're passing on us?
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Oh, wow.
No, the Nic Cage Mom and Dad.
You're passing on Nic Cage's Mom and Dad? What did they ever do to you?
I don't know.
Wow. Harsh, girl, harsh. I am keeping City of Angels. I am watching Willy's Wonderland. Say that 5 times fast. And I am passing on Bangkok Dangerous. All right, dear listeners, you guys know the drill. If there's a topic that you want us to cover on Keep Watch Pass, or a movie you want us to cover on It's Not That Bad, hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out all of our other shows. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel, proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.